Welcome back to our Ketamine Startup Minisodes, where you get some bite-sized teachings about ketamine therapy and more. So if you're a clinician or in the space, these episodes are for you. And today's episode, we're going to be covering ketamine's early human trials, plus how it got FDA approved in the 70s. So let's dive in.
So once it was invented and they had tested it on rodents and other non-human mammals, they began testing it in human subjects. So this is where Dr. Edward Domino in 1964, he took, quote, volunteers from Jackson Prison in Michigan, and they took 20 volunteers who received intravenous ketamine. And they were describing these like hallucinations, dreamlike, non-ordinary states of consciousness. They described it as like, I feel spaced out, floating. But what was most effective was that at the highest doses, it did induce a profound anesthesia. And they coined it a dissociative anesthetic because it seemed to dissociate the mind and the body, which in turn allowed the doctors to perform procedures for those patients. So once they ran it through the human trials, it did become FDA approved in 1970. So the FDA said, yes, we approve this medication for use as a anesthetic for children, adults, and elderly during surgical and diagnostic procedures. So this is FDA approved on label for this indication.
And that's how ketamine got its FDA approval in the 70s as a dissociative anesthetic for surgical and diagnostic procedures. But the story doesn't end there. In our next minisode, we're going to cover how ketamine was used not only in the hospital, but in the battlefield, in particular the Vietnam War, and later how it found its place in the operating room as well. We'll see you in the next minisode.